I can't say that Westbrook's legacy took that big of a L. It took a L, but not a major
The
L.
side backboard shots?
Bruh. Yo, fam, that nigga could have had something fucked up in his hand. You don't know, man. Have we
but
ever
that's
seen
all I'm
Westbrook
saying is
perform on
there's
that level?
4K
Never.
footage that will ruin his legacy.
Bro, that doesn't ruin his legacy
it
to
will.
me because
His kid's gonna come with their iPad in the playground and say, yo, look at my dad.
Now you bugging. Now
Look
you
at my dad.
Now you
Look at my
bugging,
dad.
bro.
And then you know what the kids are gonna say, yo, that's a nice 10-minute highlight of your dad, but I got a 4-hour clip of your dad hitting side backboard. Like, yo, like you can't.
Quick question. What happened?
Straight facts.
Currency TV.
Money on the cut.
Let's get it, Victor Powell. Okay, guys, who do you guys got for the NBA Finals? Okay, the East matchups are set, the West matchups are set. What's going on? What do you think?
I think I'm going for the Warriors and Boston.
Okay. So who's winning?
Man, it's gonna be a tough one because Boston got a lot of guys that are very long, athletic. But I think, okay, I see what you're doing today. But I think Warriors got this. I think it's the Warriors here.
If VP has something to say about that, VP.
No, I think Warriors. It's their last chance as this core group to really do anything.
Is the officials their last chance?
Who told you that? You got the info?
That's what I feel. It's their last. I don't really with John Morant, Luka Doncic. The future is very young in the West and the East, and Golden State. You got to look; those guys are not young. Those guys are. Clay's coming back from a severe injury. Steph is going through crazy shooting droughts in the playoffs. Draymond being Draymond, getting suspended.
Right.
Okay.
So,
well, Steph, how old is Steph?
30-something.
Well, it's not that old either. We still have Wiseman that they never touched.
That is true.
Wiseman didn't even play one game. He makes a big difference.
Ja didn't play 3 games.
All right. I understand that, but they still play better without Ja.
VP's basically agreeing with Dylan Brooks, right? Dylan Brooks said that. He said they're too old. They're coming.
Okay. Dylan Brooks is in the same category as John Morant.
Well, that's the nigga. Well, that's the individual who just lost to him. That's what was ironic. That's what was funny, right?
What do you think Dylan Brooks is in the modern NBA? Like,
Dylan Brooks is a dog. Dylan Brooks, I announced his last high school OXA.
Oh, right here, straight facts currency.
His father, Henry Carr, Crusader, alumni, Dylan Brooks.
Yes,
Gotta
sir.
put respect on his name.
Yes, sir.
Oregon Duck, Dylan Brooks. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Gotta put respect on his name. I think Dylan Brooks is someone who is defensively, he's a problem. He's not someone who's scared. I mean, look at where he's from. He's from Father Henry Carr. If you look at the kind of players that are from Father Henry Carr, I mean, you got Antwi, who's from Arizona State. He's a Sun Devil. You know what I mean? Before James Harden, he was Antwi.
But at the end of the day, you still had a bad series.
Yeah, he did.
You can put
shouting out
the publicity.
Nobody's doing
Flowers.
The question was.
Shout out Dylan Brooks.
The question was, who is Dylan Brooks in the NBA? Was the question that was asked.
We do appreciate
I'm
that.
saying Dylan Brooks.
Back to the subject. Back to the subject. Back to the subject.
Offensively, he can get buckets too. So that's who Dylan
Yeah,
Brooks.
but
That's good asterisk.
Is he
No, I
able
agree.
to see that he thinks that Memphis is guaranteed to come back? Because listen, there's Denver. There's a lot of other squads that can come back. Just because he was in the playoffs doesn't mean you're guaranteed to go back.
Denver's coming back because they got Kitchener, Ontario's Jamal Murray.
Oh, let him know. Canada's best player currently.
I announced Jamal Murray's high school games and he was
Right here, currency,
And now
baby.
Sacramento got themselves a new coach.
And you think that the Clippers not going to be a problem next year with Paul
Kawhi.
George and Kawhi and Norman Powell and all those guys?
I'm rooting for my Canadians. You know what I mean?
Yep.
So-
Okay. The West is packed. What's going on for you, Alonzo? Who do you think is going to win the NBA Finals?
It's going to be Miami in the finals for sure because Boston, they had their run. But yeah, they're going to get tired, man.
But don't you think Boston's defense is going to shut down Miami's,
Do you
sometimes
understand that,
inexistent
do you
offense?
understand that Miami has 8 options?
They're very deep.
Eight
Eight
options
option.
off the bench.
Who's the 8th option off the bench?
bench.
Hold up.
Yeah.
Let me hear this.
No. They
Hold
got
up.
Victor Oladipo.
Hold up.
They got Duncan Robinson, even though he's not
options.
playing.
They
They
got
got
options.
Tyler Hero reigning 6th man. They got who that? They got Vincent. right?
Stop playing.
You got Gabe Vincent. No, these guys are putting up numbers.
listen.
Yo, bro,
Wow.
Yo, this
numbers
guy's
don't lie.
mad.
No,
Go
no.
ahead, continue.
I hear
Hold
the
on,
argument.
hold
I hear
on,
the
hold on,
argument.
hold on,
Keep
hold on,
going.
hold on.
You already do.
Can we just get a moment of
Silence?
standing ovation for Reggie
Let's go.
with some straight facts?
Yo,
Reggie's
let's
coming
go,
with
let's
straight
go,
facts
let's
for the
go,
show,
continue,
man. Like Reggie, yo.
Well, fellas, I'm here for y'all. But anyways, keep going, Zo. I mean, at
That's
the end of the
still
day,
full, guys.
I think Boston's got a shot. Look at the
Half
tape.
a shot. Yeah, that's a shot.
Look at the tape. I called them out, as my favorites, a few months ago.
Question for you. Do
What's
you
up?
really think it's hard for them to shut down Jaylen Brown or Jayson Tatum when they shut down Giannis before?
It's a different animal. It's a different
I'm just
animal.
saying. And at the end of the day,
They're two different people. Like
they
types
got
of
better
players.
defenders now. They didn't have PJ Tucker when they did that before.
So excuse me, I don't know
I'm
what's
just saying,
hold
no,
up,
I'm just
hold
saying,
up.
go ahead.
Just give me a second.
Yes.
I don't know what's so great about PJ Tucker. That was like the PJ Tucker of 2-3 years ago. Tell me who did he stop this year?
Did he not beat Kevin Durant?
Tell me who did he
last
stop this year? Who?
Did he not beat Kevin Durant in Game 7?
You said that was the
Yeah.
whole Miami squad.
Game
That was not
7,
PJ Tucker, man.
last year.
That was not PJ.
No,
Let's
PJ
get it
Tucker
straight.
was on Milwaukee.
If PJ Tucker and Kevin Durant play 1-on-1, that's a beat down 7-0.
Come on.
They've been
How
playing
you gonna bring that up?
But we
They've
never
been playing
played
one-on-one.
one-on-one.
They've been playing
You're not
one-on-one
being
since
serious.
Texas University to play
No,
one-on-one
but
basketball.
okay, that's
Come on,
that's
man.
big stats.
Come on, man. They've been playing one-on-one for years. I think it's going to be a Miami-Dallas rematch. Since 2006, how many times have we seen them? Twice. What's the series
Hold
record
on,
right
man.
now?
This
1-1. 1-1. The
Hold on,
series
hold on.
record is 1-1
That's
right
big
now.
what he's saying. Listen.
Yeah.
So this is the third time that they're going to be able to get this whole thing sorted out.
Yeah.
And if you ask me,
Hold-
the NBA
Hold
loves
on, I
storylines.
just want to make sure. He's telling me the Mavericks is being the Warriors. Is that,
They
is
have a
that,
chance.
is that something for the show or that's
No,
a
they have a
$100 bet
chance.
right
So
now?
hold on.
They have a chance.
So hold on.
They got
You
a
heard
chance.
it. You heard
They
it.
have a chance.
Matt,
Dallas
you heard
They
it.
have a
Mavericks.
chance.
The Dallas Mavericks.
They have a chance.
For the Dallas Mavericks, who beat,
Disrespected
by the way, the
your
reigning
Phoenix
Western
Suns.
Conference
You're
champions.
Devin Booker.
Did they not have the best
man had
record?
2
Who had the
points.
best record? Who had the
2
best
points
record?
in the first half.
Who had the best record in the
Explain.
West? Who had the
This
best
is your
record in the
man?
West? Who had the best record in the West?
What? And he's gonna get a no. I'm not
Hold on,
trying to get
I-
on the brother.
I
But
just
wow, what happened? Game 7.
I just want to make sure I hit this.
At
clip.
home.
Are you saying the Mavericks are beating the Warriors? That's what I want to know. I don't forget about all that.
They have a chance.
He wants to
They have a
know.
chance.
I'm just trying to
They
get
have a
paid, to
chance.
be honest.
Yo,
Do you
the-
think the
the-
Mavericks going to
are
beat
the
the
Warriors
Warriors?
Manny's been
No, no, no,
clear.
no.
He's
Are the
been
Warriors
clear. That's his
unbeatable?
pick.
No, are the Warriors unbeatable?
The Warriors beating the Mavericks. That's what I'm
No,
saying.
are they unbeatable though?
Everybody's beating.
Okay, so then don't act like they can't catch him slipping.
Yeah,
Shit
yes,
can happen.
sir. Yes, sir.
Yes,
Shit.
yes.
It does happen.
Doncic
Yeah,
is
it
weak,
does.
man. Doncic in elimination
Facts.
games averages what, 35 and up? Let's go. He's not afraid.
He's not
You
afraid.
see what he did with your boy Chris Paul, man.
Chris Paul.
Chris Paul.
Yeah, I've seen that, and that's straight fact.
But I do want to see Golden State win a championship. Why?
Why?
Andrew Wiggins, Toronto, Ontario, Vaughan, Ontario.
Let him know. Let him know right here in Ontario,
Bring that
baby.
back
This is
home.
Team Canada special right here.
Programs in Ontario.
That's stress fact, baby.
Yes, sir.
3 feet X.
Straight facts. We're back, fellas. VP. You know, got Sleezo in the cut. Sleezo in the cut, and of course Manny right here. You know. So guys, who's to blame for the Phoenix Suns collapse? Right? Who do you think is to blame? Who should take the fall? Right? Sleezo, what do you think?
I got two people at fault for real.
Okay.
A lot of people are trying to blame Devin Booker, but to me, it's like it's a whatever thing, you know. He's not a player that's been in a Game 7 before. He's still young, you know.
He didn't go to the finals last year, though.
Yeah, that's cool, you know.
And they were the number one team.
The way it's looking, it's like last year was just like the bubble. Everybody that was talking shit about LeBron winning a ring in the bubble, I hope they have that same energy, because all them teams that people thought was going to get there ain't here no more. So
So
who I
who's
got
fault
to
you think?
blame?
Brother, you
Hold
brought
up.
in LeBron James. I just want to let you know right now. You're a LeBron fan.
Of course.
Clearly.
What's up?
But who's to blame? So
To
Devin
blame,
Booker, D Book.
The first person I'm gonna blame, a lot of people are trying to blame CP3, but I'm gonna start by DeAndre Ayton first. To me, he was the game changer in this series. I thought he was gonna come into this series and dominate. Dallas has no serious big man at all. I don't know how.
Some people will doubt that.
I mean, I don't know how you can be DeAndre Ayton size pause and not average at least 20 and 13. At least.
Yeah, but
You
the man-
feel me?
the-
at least disrupt the defense. Why are you settling for jump shots?
That's true. He
You're
was
not
being-
playing defense. You're not rebounding the
He
ball.
was being soft, but he also didn't get a lot of touches out there, man.
But yo, this is the playoffs, fam. You have to do what's necessary for your team to win. You can't pout. Now there's rumors coming out that he's beefing Monty Williams on the sideline. It's like, fam, you got to be mature if you're in that position. On top of that, they picked you over Luka. You feel me? So for Luka to come through and do this work to y'all is nasty.
But Monty Williams is definitely like one of the guys that should be blamed for.
Why?
I'll tell you
Well, he
why.
played 17 minutes.
But wait one second. You can't blame the coach if the players don't pull through. CP didn't do shit.
But I tell you
The
why.
whole
Right,
series.
look, I tell you why right now. They were playing Game 7, right? I saw a lot of switch off between 1 and 5. You don't do that, man. I watch enough basketball. You don't switch 18 versus Luka. That's not a matchup.
Why? Because
that's
Luka's
not a matchup.
been abusing CP. That's how he's getting fouled out. Brunson's abusing CP3.
Did Luka abuse 18? Yes or no?
Someone watched Pat Bev
It's not
yesterday.
about. Yes, he did. He did abuse him, but you have to understand
So then
that
tell me why-
CP is the PG and the leader of the team. You can't afford to keep having him foul out and not putting up stats. So you rather put Ayton and let him get cooked and keep your leader in the game. That's why CP is the second player I'm blaming. Because as the leader-
Hold on. You had D Book, then you mentioned Ayton.
No.
So
I said I'm
what is
not
it?
blaming D Book as
Right.
much. My
So
two,
basically, Ayton
and CP
and CP, you're on the Pat Bev boat of blaming CP.
I'm not
He's
on the
too
path,
slow.
Bev.
Is that what you?
It's not about being too slow. It's about doing what's necessary to be done. You're known as the point guard. You had 10 assists, maybe
That's fair.
once.
I want to know what VP thinks.
You're
I want to know what VP
not
thinks.
I think
selected-
Monty Williams and the coaching staff's to blame. They got
Thank you. That's what I was saying.
They got outcoached by Jason Kidd and his coaching
He
staff.
didn't put in work, Jason
And at
Kidd.
the end of the day, you have dogs on your team, and it's your job as a coach to put your players in a position to win. And you can't tell me that Phoenix did not have players from Mikal Bridges to Chris Paul to Devin Booker to Ayton to, I mean, they got stars all around their entire roster.
They're loaded.
And he didn't win Coach of the Year as well.
He did back-to-back, I believe.
Yeah.
He did Western Conference. He did back-to-back Coach of the Year. And the thing is, the reason that Toronto Raptors won, injuries aside, that championship is because Nick Nurse is a great coach. Nick Nurse is a coach who
Does the adjustments.
their team never lost back-to-back losses that entire season. Do you understand? Never lost back-to-back in a whole 82-game season. It's crazy. They didn't do that. And that's on top of Kawhi Leonard load managing. You know what I mean? And now we're
He
talking
played
about
enough games though. He played enough games that year still.
And to be honest as well,
But keep going. Besides
All
the
I'm
point,
saying is it
besides the
comes
point.
down to the
I wanna
coaching.
hear
It comes
VP.
down to the coaching. And
and Chris Paul did get abused.
I just have a question for
He
you,
did get
VP, though.
abused.
Yeah.
So Jason Kidd's a better coach than Monty Williams?
yeah.
In that series, yes.
Hold on.
No,
hold on,
I'm
hold
not
on.
talking about in that series. I'm talking about who's the better coach, Monty Williams or Jason
But it
Kidd.
doesn't matter. But we're talking
Oh,
about
right now it's
It's
Jason
not-
Kidd.
We're talking
Right
about
now,
the
Jason
series.
Kidd.
We're talking about in that series.
I understand in that series. I'm
Right.
asking him overall.
Right.
Forget that series. Who's the better coach? Monty. It's you
Right
can
now,
get out coach in a
right
series.
now, as we stand May 16th, 2022, Jason Kidd, son Monty Williams.
That's a fact. That's a fact.
Like Stephen A. Smith would say, in the game today.
Yeah, I'm not disagreeing with that, but I'm just saying overall. So when next season comes around,
Well, next season, Monty Williams has to. The only way that we can have a conversation, say Monty's better than Kidd, is that Monty has to come back and not beat Jason Kidd in the preseason game, not beat Jason Kidd in the regular season. He could sweep Jason Kidd in the regular season.
Right.
He has to beat him in a playoffs.
Playoffs.
In games that matter, that count, that
Yep.
mean something. Because game 34 in an 82-game schedule, you can lose it one game or two. It doesn't matter.
Manny, who do you got?
I don't know.
Who's to blame?
One second.
Fitz,
To me,
close off.
it's just tough because I hear what you're saying, but we're acting like Monty Williams didn't bring that same squad to the finals last year.
Yeah,
You feel me? So,
and what
I'm
happened?
just-
Until what happened? Say the
Bucks is the better
Hold on.
team, though.
Hold
But
on.
they lost to the better team.
I wouldn't say that.
What?
I wouldn't say that because they were leading the series 2-0.
That's fine. As we've seen
There was-
so many teams lead 2-0 and teams come back 2-2. Look at
Chris
Luka.
Paul-
The past two series, he
Chris
was down
Paul's the first
2-0.
player.
But when you're in the
NBA
finals and
history,
you're leading 2-0,
5-0.
you have an 80% chance to win that series, man. That's all I'm saying.
Straight facts. Which player took the biggest hit to their legacy of the season?
Who wants to start?
That's a tough one, man. I don't know.
Russell Westbrook. This
Really?
guy's an MVP,
Okay.
future Hall of Famer, and just started off the season completely wrong. He started off the season as messed up as he finished the season. And I'm talking about, how are you a professional basketball player, but you're gonna come in the middle of warm up, in the middle of a game, to someone courtside and say, "What'd you call me?" When they call him West Brick. Like, come on, man. They're not saying, "Russell Westbrook, your mom, this or that." And I'm sure he's heard worse. He went to UCLA. He played basketball in California. He's from the hood. Like, I'm sure Russell Westbrook has heard. Anyway, so the point is, I really feel like this is an example of when you see someone go through something and we would rather just make it a highlight than really address it. Like, it's like a Tyrese situation. Like, I really feel like maybe Russell will, like, I feel like Westbrook maybe, like, is going through a serious mental, like, situation right now. Like, I don't know. I'm not a psychologist, I'm not a doctor.
I agree with you.
But look at everything he's doing, top to bottom. His whole everything, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm talking about, remember Russell Westbrook was that guy who, like, one man dribble, fast break, dunk in your face. Ah! Remember?
Yeah, but Westbrook.
Those days are done.
But I'm saying. But
Those
hold
days
on.
are done.
How old is Westbrook?
But hold on. All I'm saying
Yes.
is look at his season this year. Like I said, top to bottom. Look at everything from how it
Question
started.
to you.
Because just
Remember,
one season define a man, though.
remember a player named Dwayne Wade who used to be athletic as well, but once he got in his 30s, he had to slow down. It's like that.
You know
for
what?
Westbrook.
What I will say about Dwayne Wade though is he still, like, that was the Cleveland season, was like, ooh, that was weird.
Chicago.
But still,
Chicago, man.
But he
still-
was my favorite player, man.
Chicago.
Chicago.
either way, but still, but
Cleveland.
listen, either way, when he was there, Dwayne Wade wasn't beefing people in the crowd because he went 0 for
Which is
5.
about the
Different
athleticism.
personalities, man.
Yeah.
Like, you have to take into consideration who Westbrook has been to. Like,
But that is my point.
even when he was good, though, he would pipe up on people.
That is my point. Players, he'll pipe up on. Like, and that's what you're supposed to do as a,
Even
like,
fans, though.
What about Alonso?
When he was good.
Which one?
Who would you
so
say
you think.
What I said?
the biggest foul?
I
of the
say
season?
it's LeBron James. And I'm
LeBron
gonna tell you
James,
why.
yeah.
Because
LeBron James.
LeBron James has how many championships right now?
Wow.
He has 4.
4 championships.
Okay.
Okay.
So we already
2
know
in
there's a-
Miami, 1 in Cleveland, 1
So
in
we already
LA.
know there's a team in the West, the Warriors have a chance to win the championship, and they have 3, right?
All right.
So that means Steph Curry is coming. So Steph Curry is about to get his 4th, and you know already now the Lakers, they have no plan right now.
Wiggins
First of all, they don't even
first.
have
How
a
many
coach.
years? How many years LeBron James has been in the league? I can't just, like the man.
No, I'm sorry,
The man. The
man.
man's
No,
doing big. The
listen,
man's.
Yo,
Listen to
when
me.
Mike was the guy, who was next to him in championships? See, no, I want to hear it. Yeah, Hakeem, 2. You know what I mean? Like, who else? That's what I'm saying. He had a gap. So now
Hold on,
LeBron,
hold on,
no, I'm
hold
not
on.
finished. LeBron right
Robert
now has.
Horry.
Okay, sorry.
Robert Horry.
We're talking about real players that actually
Robert
have
Horry.
momentum.
You're no.
We're not talking about no. Listen, real players.
He said who had championship.
Real
He
ones.
didn't say real
Sorry, my
players. He said who had
apologies.
championship.
I need to clarify
Robert
my
Horry is a
statement.
player. Hold on. Robert
I'm
Horry
not
also
talking
hit
about
game
statement
winners.
for you.
Hold
That's
on.
cool.
Sleezo, did Robert Horry not hit game winners?
Did
he
Grant
not?
Williams not
Did
drop
he not?
37 points?
You know what I'm saying?
Yo, listen.
Actually, they just call Robert Horry lately
Yo,
the most clutch
so
player in
did-
all time.
But that's what I'm trying to say. He's trying to tell me it's not a valid comment about who has won
No,
championship
your
teams.
comment
I'm
is very
talking about,
valid.
talking about great players, not
But he
about
needs-
Robert
great
Horry
players.
is one of the greatest.
Yo, stop
Look,
it.
what
He's
he
a
needs
great
is like-
player.
God.
He needs somebody,
Stop it.
like
Stop
how we
it.
compare
Yo,
LeBron and
listen,
KD.
Mike Miller, he's not a great
Oh,
player.
my God.
Yes, but he got a ring with LeBron James.
But look at how many
put some
rings Robert
respect
Horry
on
has.
yeah, Hakeem Olajuwon, Shaquille O'Neal, David Robinson, and Tim Duncan.
Hold on,
Shout out to those great
Hold on,
players like
VP.
his name.
So you're telling
Hall
me-
of Famers.
So,
Thank you.
so you're telling me that LeBron James, to you, is the guy that took the most L this year, that the
I'm
most.
saying for his legacy right
Yeah.
now, yeah, because first of all, when's the last time you see this guy do anything? In the bubble. Thank you. That's been 2 years.
Alright,
he's
no,
not-
no,
he's not
and
projected
now
great.
you check
Let me
out.
handle him
No,
first.
it's
Finish,
true.
finish,
No,
man.
it's
I got
embarrassing.
you.
Because, yo, when Mike was that guy, this is 90s, okay? Let's give you the 90s. So 90s.
First of all, let me
no,
just
no,
say
no,
something
no,
real quick.
no.
When Mike
Let me do the
played,
history.
there was
No,
not
no,
the
no,
same
no, stop
competition.
it.
I hate
Stop.
when people do
Why?
this. I
Why?
hate when people
Because they
do
didn't have
this, man.
Instagram?
Alonso,
It's not
crazy?
about Instagram.
Yo.
It's about the skill that's in the NBA right
Yo,
now.
my guy.
You bugging,
You
fam.
crazy.
You
Alonso,
bugging.
Alonso,
this
Mike
guy.
is a goat, but yo, this whole talk about how
Larry
like,
Johnson. Yo, these guys are getting body beat. Charles
Alonso,
Oakley.
Alonso,
Yo,
oh my God.
anyways, but that's what you're
Sleezo, I want to hear what
Try
you.
flying with
Alright,
these guys. They get punched in the
Sleezo, I want to
ribs.
hear what
Yo.
Sleezo got to say.
First, I'm gonna go to VP.
man.
I kind of agree that Westbrook like kind of had a tough season. You feel me? I also think there's something like mentally that he's going through, or like something at home. Like we don't know. You feel me? Or some type of.
So you think it's
Hold up. Hold on. Westbrook is not a champion.
Thank you.
All right.
He's a back-to-back MVP.
Yo, Westbrook first ballot Hall of
Respect on his
Fame.
name as a point guard.
Back-to-back
Triple
MVP?
double.
Not back-to-back MVP.
Not back-to-back. I'm saying he won 2
Okay.
MVPs.
No, he won one MVP and that's it. Continue.
Okay.
Let's
He's a first ballot Hall of Famer.
Let's leave
You feel me? So to me,
You're right.
One
He won
season-
That's straight facts, man.
doesn't determine how great a player is to me.
Okay.
You feel me? Like Westbrook, I feel like he has a chance he can come back next year and be great and be really good. And
But
then
hold on, he won that MVP in like prime LeBron, prime KD, prime like.
I'm not saying it's not
prime
bad that he
Curry,
didn't win.
like-
Yo, Allen Iverson won an MVP.
Because he's
not
one of the
bad.
greatest.
Yo, exactly. Derrick Rose won an MVP.
Because he's one of the greatest.
That's a fact. You have a great season. Dirk Nowitzki. Steve Nash
Because
twice.
they're all one of the greatest.
Steve Nash was the best player
So I
twice in a row.
hear all you guys answer. So
One of the greatest.
Vivi, so you said Westbrook. Sleazel, you said what?
I didn't say. I'm not saying Westbrook. I'm
You're
just
saying-
saying that like I agree with what he's saying, but I'm saying that like I can't say that Westbrook's legacy took that big of a L. It took a L, but not a major
The
L.
side backboard shots.
I
Bruh.
understand. Yo, fam, that nigga could have had something fucked up in his hand.
It's
We
not
don't
that
know,
deep.
man.
They've done
Have
worse.
we
But
ever
that's
seen
all I'm
Westbrook
saying
perform
is
on
there's
that level?
4K
Never.
footage that will ruin his legacy. Like
Bro, that
like,
doesn't ruin his legacy
Like, it
to
will.
me
Like
because
his kid's gonna come with their iPad in the playground and say, "Yo, look at
now
my
you-
dad."
Now you bugging. Now
Look
you
at my dad.
Now you
Look at my
bugging,
dad.
man.
And then you know what the kids are gonna say? Yo, that's a nice 10-minute highlight of your dad, but I got a 4-hour clip of your dad hitting side backboard. Like, yo, like you can't.
Quick question: what happens if next year Westbrook's an all-star point guard?
And then he
Let
redeems
me
himself.
just
He
let me
redeems
just
himself.
finish
He
that.
redeems himself.
Okay, so at least we're on the same page with
Yeah.
that. Now let me answer Zoe with this LeBron bullshit.
What's the chances
You
of
feel me?
that? What's the chances that's gonna happen? Let's be honest.
There's a
It
chance.
can't happen. It's Westbrook, fam. We're acting like Westbrook's 40, fam. We're acting like he can't jump. We're acting like he lost his skills or some shit, bro.
Westbrook's done, man.
This is not Space Jam where he touched the basketball, fam. Like the offseason is already started for him.
Although
He can
this
be in
season
the
was
gym
like he touched the
working.
basketball though.
Huh?
This season was like he did.
Yes,
do it, though.
yes.
But-
But I'm saying
Was
next
he not
year,
in Space Jam?
I didn't watch the second one. Still. But I wouldn't be surprised. But for Zoe,
He's just ugly like
LeBron
LeBron's
did not
character.
take the biggest
Oh.
L for his legacy. I understand that LeBron's last time in the playoffs was in the bubble.
Yeah.
I understand that, and I agree with you.
To be
But
honest,
if we're being honest, you got to look at
be
his
honest-
team. You have to look at his teammates. You have to
Listen
look
to
at
this.
AD,
To me-
who's arguably a top 10 player when he's healthy, not being healthy for 2 straight years. How do you expect a man to bring that team to the finals when he's 37, 38?
80's been
The-
healthy for like 8 years.
There you go. AD's, you touch this nigga, he's like Odell Beckham Jr., fam. He gets tackled, he's hurt. AD gets contact, he's hurt. So you can't say Braun took the biggest L, fam. If his team was healthy, if Westbrook was who we know him to be.
Hold on.
To be
No,
honest,
no, no,
yeah.
no,
Hold
no,
on.
no, no,
Alonso, I heard your thought.
No, one question.
Before we
I'll
go
take
here,
one
let me
question.
set that piece. Let me set that
I
piece.
just wanna- just
You got me?
2
Okay,
seconds,
good.
2 seconds.
Tell me what I'm about
What
to
did
say right now.
LeBron do this summer? He went to go get his buddies. He went to get Carmelo. He went to go get Dwight. He went to go get Westbrook. He went to get all his homies. Like, yo, listen, I got this. Forget about us being old. We're gonna take all that jabber. And then what? Am I supposed to feel sorry for you
Melo
when they get
injuries.
injured? No,
Westbrook,
dog.
flop
That.
year.
They told
AD
you.
injuries.
They told you.
Who else
Hey,
is
guys,
there?
Hey, we're all
Hey,
pieces.
hey, guys.
We got this.
I'm gonna
So you gotta
wrap
keep
it out like
pushing.
this, guys. I'm gonna
Go
wrap it
ahead.
out like this. So for me, before we leave here, there's 2 guys that you guys didn't mention. One,
CP and Harden.
no. Oh, Harden, that's one, yeah.
Why?
4th quarter,
Harden is-
2 shots. They brought this guy to replace Ben
Harden
Simmons.
is the hustler of the year.
Hold up. They replaced this guy to
Come on,
replace
you gotta
Ben.
respect
Alonso,
the step back.
You're not-
he took a pump,
Alonso,
used
you're not
his
hearing
move,
me. Give me a
and
sec.
just made money.
Alonso,
Come
look,
on,
hear
man. Go
me
ahead.
out.
Yeah.
Hear me out for a sec. They replaced this guy to replace Ben Simmons. The man took 2 shots. But I think Ben Simmons took more shots than him. And that's the same guy where people are laughing
You know, Ben
at.
Simmons took 0 shots this playoffs, but go ahead.
And he's still 100. At least the man
You know,
was
Ben Simmons took 0
at least-
shots this season, but go ahead.
And then he had a back surgery. Yeah?
Yeah,
Go ahead, but go ahead
telling you,
about Ben Simmons and Harden.
At
Go ahead
least-
and compare them both.
At least the man was 100%. So the other guy I was talking about is Kyrie Irving. The reason why I'm saying that to that guy, right? The man didn't want to take his vaccination, folks. You know
But
what I
his
mean?
coach is trash.
Hold on.
Fam, you're wild for saying this.
Hold on.
Trash.
Listen to this. Yo, in the end of the day, if the whole team's getting poked, man, you gotta get poked.
Fuck that.
That's all I'm saying, man. That's all. Man, this is straight facts.
And I'm
Let's wrap it up.
vaccinated. I'm vaccinated too.
Straight
I'm
facts.
saying,
Wrap it up.
You know what it is, straight facts. Back with it again. We got another question I'm gonna ask the panel. So right now in the NBA, I've noticed a trend that why is it so hard that NBA champions can't repeat like back to back? Like if you look at it, the last team to do it was the Warriors, and then before that was Miami, and then after that was the Lakers. You know, and that's like a big span from like almost we are like 14 years now. So what's going on?
Because people figure you out. It's not easy.
It's not just
People
that.
know exactly what you're gonna do. Everyone's literally at home watching you play, watching exactly what you guys do, seeing what works, what doesn't. And then they have a whole off season and literally break down, digest, and hire people to just literally break down film and figure out exactly what you did. And with analytics, they'll be like, well, every time Zoe touches the ball at this part of the court, there's a 35.9% chance he's gonna right dribble. And if you right dribbles, this is what's gonna happen. Like, it's crazy. So with the
I would say
technology and analytics, it's crazy. Like, you literally cannot do anything ever again because people figure. That's why you see people like Tyler Hero have such a good rookie year in the bubble, and the next year everyone shuts him down because everyone sees, okay, this is what he does, this is how he's effective. It's like football. It's like any sport with film and technology and analytics. It's impossible to do anything. And if you can be able to do something like repeat and to repeat your successes year over year in this day and age in any sport, that just is a testament to how good of an athlete or a team or individual or group that you guys are.
Right, that's why you got to get better every single year, right? So even though that you do great one year, it doesn't mean you're gonna do great the other year. I mean, I have two reasons. One of the reasons I would say the number one thing, obviously, is the injuries, right? There's a lot of games out there, right? Nobody wants to play the whole season anymore. For example, the Milwaukee Bucks with Chris Middleton, everybody knows it would have been a different series if the man would be playing, right? And the second thing I would say as well is the money thing, right? So if somebody has a good year, people want to get paid, and then the next man wants to get paid. Like, for example, with Phoenix Suns, right? Ethan wants a mass contract. He wants to get paid, but is he gonna get paid? Without. So if you take 18,
he will, just not by Phoenix.
right? So if you take 18 from Phoenix, you think that they're gonna do as good than what they did this year? I doubt that either. So I would say those two reasons for that'd be my point of view.
You see, I'm gonna tag along from your point, and that's why I feel like a lot of people don't repeat is because a lot of teams are not an actual dynasty. You feel me? The last dynasties we just mentioned them, Golden State, the Lakers, Miami, where teams were actually going from the ground up, being bad and being good. You feel me? So to me, there's not a lot of that in the NBA. Teams don't actually stay together anymore.
All right.
You feel me? And a lot of people want to blame like the LeBron moves and all that, but a lot of people followed and did that too. You feel me? So it's kind of hard. We would have thought that Brooklyn could be a dynasty. Look, Harden left. You feel me? You don't know what's going to happen next. We used to think Philly could have been a dynasty, the process with Ben Simmons. Look at what happened. We thought Toronto could have been a new dynasty with Kawhi if he stayed. He left.
He messed up.
Yeah, he did mess up.
He messed up.
I'm just saying that like people nowadays in the NBA, there's no real dynasty, so it's hard. And like VP said, they figure you out. Analytics nowadays is like, bro, any move you make,
Right.
They know what's up. You have somebody on your bench. Everybody has iPads in every sport, even in hockey now. People are on the bench with the iPad looking. So it's like, to me, it's
If
dynasty and the injury part. I agree with that.
If we put like a football perspective of this, like to be honest, I'm not a Tom Brady fan. Like
That's the GOAT, baby.
I'm the one. I'm not
That's
a
the
Tom
GOAT,
Brady
baby.
fan. That's not.
You know what I'm saying?
That's not my guy. You know what I mean?
He don't gotta be your guy, but you gotta say he's the GOAT. That's it.
But
You feel me? That's it.
what I'm trying to say is, I do appreciate the guy because in the end of the day, he could have taken some big money, and that's one of the reasons why he got his 7 rings. Right?
Facts.
He wanted all his teammates, to eat just as him, and he also wanted a good team to play with him. So he said, you know what?
I don't know about that. I'm a Brady fan. So Brady has not always had great teams, fam. He just figures it out.
Nah, man.
Yes,
Tom Brady
fam.
always had a.
Stop it. I'm a football guy. I'm not going to get into football in a basketball segment, but I'm telling you, Brady
Trust
has
me.
not always had great teams, bro.
He
He makes it happen. He can have unknown receivers. Everybody's catching touchdowns.
Impossible.
In the NBA.
Brady never had what? That's another topic, but
What?
Brady always had at least one key
Oh my
receiver
goodness.
on his squad.
Oh my goodness.
But
But
can I add to the point? So
Yeah.
y'all say they figured them out. So you don't think there's a team that can actually beat like a dynasty, win back to back?
Yeah.
right now,
Right now.
I don't know. It's not looking like
Well, the
that.
only first
It's
of all,
not.
So if the Warriors win this year, you don't think
I don't
they
see
can
them
run it
winning
back?
next year. No, I don't.
You don't think they could pick up a free agent like a Bradley Beal?
so the
I
only
don't see that
I guess the
happening
only
because
reason
you have to get rid of a Klay Thompson.
No, you give it a
I'm
Draymond,
nah.
Andrew
I'm not.
Wiggins.
I don't see Steph,
Draymond's probably gonna retire.
Klay, and Beal. I wouldn't see that.
I think
happening.
they keep Jordan Poole and no, I think they keep Clay. I think they keep the three. They gotta get rid of Wiggins and Draymond. It's part of life. You know what I mean? You give them back somehow, some way.
I agree with VP.
I think
Draymond's
that- well, I think
gonna
that what they
retire
need to
and go
do
into
is-
broadcasting.
they need to give up Wiseman.
Well, nobody
And
wants
he-
that, man. He's
He
finished.
has.
He's a young
He has
kid.
no value the way that he didn't even play this
Nah,
year.
man, he's a big center with he's very young.
Yeah, I think Warriors gonna try to take Ayton if they can. Yeah, and that's straight facts. Let's go. Let's go.
Straight facts, currency, NT. We're here, right here, live from the BIA Media, right? So, what's up with all these rappers getting Rico charges, guys? Right? I mean, there was 6ix9ine, right? The rap, and then there was like what else? There was like his wife and Lucci, right? Recently, Young Thug. Who else? I mean, so many rappers, right? Casanova, right? Recently, some news about him. What's your take on that? We got a rapper right here, Sleezo, VP. He's got a lot of knowledge for us.
Guilty of Rico charges.
Huh?
Casanova pleaded guilty, I think, this week or last
Yeah,
week.
that was the latest news. So I mean, I guess at some point you gotta decide what to do, right?
I don't know if she'd be laughing. I think that's
No, but seriously, because the
I
man,
think that should be funny.
it's not funny, but like the man took a decision.
Yeah,
It was a while ago. When did the news come out?
What do you mean, Casanova?
Yeah, that came out a while
weeks
ago. No, but that he got charged. It was about 2 years ago, wasn't
Nah,
it?
he's been fighting the case. He just pled guilty like
Yeah.
2 weeks ago.
Yeah, that's recent
You
news.
feel me? So, but yo,
I mean, anybody could go down. It shows you.
to me, it's just yo. It is what it is. You feel me? Like, I'm a rapper myself. You know, so it's like yo, when you do this music shit. And
Don't get indicted now.
Nah, for sure, nah. You know, yeah.
It is evidence now.
Like
It's
in the
evidence.
game, you know, like.
It's evidence, buddy.
But what I'm saying is like, yo, when you do this shit and whatever you do on the side, you gotta know. You feel me? Like, you just gotta know. You can't just.
You think these rappers
like,
didn't know?
Nah, these rappers.
I mean, 6ix9ine will
Look,
try to have us believe that he didn't know.
Look, put it this
Right.
way: niggas know, but niggas get caught up in the life.
Mm-hmm.
You feel me? So you stop. You lose a step. You lose that pep in your step to stay on point. Now you so up that like, fam, you got mans that be doing shit under your name. You don't even know. You feel me? So I'm not saying like everybody is like their hands are clean and shit. That's not what I'm saying. But I'm saying like, bro, it's easy to get caught up in some shit like that.
Give us some of your knowledge.
3/4 of the charges is like it's not. You don't even know what be happening. You know, so
I hear you.
a lot of rappers get caught up like that. Two, that whole like what you say in your lyrics, my nigga, we're in 2022. You feel me? Like I'm a rapper, so I say shit in my music. but I
Come
watch-
on, please. Those
I watch
been
how I say
shown
it.
under multiple courts in multiple jurisdictions that the judge will look at your lyrics and judge you on that.
That's
It's
what I
been
just-
shown.
That's what I just
2022 has
said.
been shown.
But that's what I just
Yeah.
said. I'm saying that like, yo,
But you think of the
nowadays, but that's my point. The rappers are losing the pep in their step of being like on point with their shit.
Yeah, I get you.
Because we've seen it happen multiple times. This like free Thug, free Casanova, free all my niggas. Like, bro, you see this shit happen all the time. So it's like, how can you be a superstar and like just not do your due diligence? You feel
Anybody
me?
could go down,
Because
it shows you.
You're the nigga that's feeding everybody. Without you, none of this shit happens.
Sometimes they say you gotta protect the breadwinner, right?
And that's my point. So it's like me, for example, I got real OGs around me who are gonna make sure that I'm not gonna make certain moves. My name won't be attached with certain moves because everything can crumble like this.
You gotta be careful. You do gotta be careful. VP, you have something to say about that? I think you wanted to.
Yeah, I think that's just it's a culture thing, right? Like it's our rap culture. It's what it's all about. It's about having money, pimping girls, selling drugs, having guns, with extendos,
That's the
switches on Glocks.
That is definitely the culture.
It's the culture. You know, it's what it's all about. And unfortunately, this doesn't happen in country music. I don't think there's been a country music
Yeah, we've said that before. We've said that before.
I don't think, you know. Yeah, like it's just for me. It's sad because at the end of the day, you know, Young Thug and Gunna, all these guys are people who tons of young black males look up to, right? And now they're getting Rico indicted, and maybe that's what kids think is cool now. Is, you know, you got to go and risk it all, get rich or die trying,
Man, fuck
right?
all that.
Like, but it's a part of the culture, right? Get rich or die trying.
The funny thing
I
is-
agree with that. But I'm just
like
saying that
that's-
mentality meant like
100%.
fuck all that. You know?
100%. But you know what? Guess who controls the narrative? The Leor Cohns of the world. That's who controls the narrative. We don't control the narrative. Young Thug wasn't controlling the narrative.
But
Gunna
VP,
wasn't controlling the
you
narrative.
know that those rappers are aware of that. That's the scary part in all this is that
So
the
for
addiction
me-
for the money and the fame is so wide that it's like people are aware of what's going on, but they'll go against it just to
Also,
be on
like
top.
being poor and being black in America is totally different.
100%.
I mean, like here in Canada, there's no such thing. I mean, like I'm not gonna say such thing as a bottom.
You can be poor, man.
No. I'm not gonna say those things being a bottom. But what I mean is, for example, like there's systems in place to help you get social housing. There's systems in place if you're mentally ill to get ODSP. Like, you know what I mean? There's systems in place that if you do have ODSP, like your helper will help you find a place, get rent.
If you're in the
But all I'm saying is all those things are not available in America. Is what I'm trying to say. Is that so? And on top of that, being black in America, you're already trying to come out of 400 years of slavery. On top of that, you're already trying to come out of 400 years of a narrative of people saying as a black man you're like this, and on top of that, the separation of the black family in America, black men no longer being the breadwinners and no longer being there for their children. Because don't forget, we're talking about the Rico. Don't forget with the Black Panthers. We're talking about Rico. That's one of the original Rico cases that broke apart the black society. Like we had the Black Panther Party, which did things like free breakfast in the hoods, and they did things like those turkey drives, like. And then when you see how they literally murdered the leaders in front of their wives and children and family like dogs, government did that. You know what I mean? Why? Because you can't give the black man hope. You can't give the black man the opportunity to think that they can be anything other than a rapper that sells drugs and hustles bitches, because they don't want you to be Elon Musk. They don't want you to be Donald Trump. They don't want you to be George Bush. Because Elon Musk, George Bush, Donald Trump, you know what all those guys have in common? Rich fathers that help them get in place where they are today. Go tell me a black male who has a rich father. The black male father, that whole connection construct is not a thing.
Remember Donald Trump said that I started out.
His father gave him a humble loan.
I started with a small loan of $1 million.
$1
Can I get that, Dad?
You know what I mean?
Shout out to my daddy.
I'm gonna just add to what you're saying is that this whole thing about the culture is like, fam, some shit you don't gotta put in your raps, eh?
Mm-hmm.
You feel me? Like everything don't need to be on
It's
wax.
tough, man. It's intertwined. He mentioned it's the
tough
culture.
part.
It's the culture.
It is the culture. Being a storyteller is the culture. But it's like, niggas have to grasp the idea that like, yo, you're being a storyteller, but the higher ups are grabbing those stories and going to fact check.
And you know what I thought about when you said this? I thought about what VP said. We need more history, black history and lyrics. We just hear about, and in a banger.
We don't tell our own history, though. That's the
Kind
problem.
of like Upset by Sleazo, going on platforms, you'll find it.
Sure.
But at the end of the day, bro, there's certain type of music that people vibe to. And more often than not, it could indict you. And I don't know, man. These rappers are getting a big charges.
You gonna
and they must have
find
evidence.
what you relate, what you live. That's the hard part in like slowing down that type of music in the culture. Because it's like, yo, fam, what they're rapping about, people in America, even in some cities in Canada, live that every day. You feel me? So it's
So you have anything to add to this?
They live that every day because it's the trap that's being sold to them that we all buy like a bunch of fucking idiots. Like, I mean, like, why am I wearing Jordans on my feet? Why?
That is true.
Phil Knight makes the fucking money, not Michael Jordan. Michael Jordan.
I like my J's. I'll tell you that much. I like
Michael
my
Jordan
J's.
gets a percentage of it.
You
know
just
what I mean?
think they're fly.
But all I'm saying is, YSL, Gucci, Dior, Da Vinci, Balenciaga, are these black-owned businesses? Are these businesses which are going to help the black culture? Like, did YSL, Gucci, Balenciaga open up a basketball court in your neighborhood anytime recently? Did YSL, Gucci, Balenciaga come and help stop gun violence in your neighborhood recently? No, I don't think they have. But I'm pretty sure that most of the people who end up dead in America with gun violences do have Balenciaga, Gucci's on their feet. Because they end up paying, and they don't care, because if you see someone with all that Gucci, whatever, they already got their money. Gucci, Balenciaga's looking at them like, look at these dumb niggas. Paying retail. On top of that, paying retail. Right? Like, it's crazy. And I don't know, man. Like
The culture, once again.
It's the culture.
He's describing the culture.
Until we decide to take ownership of ourselves, like, it all starts with things like Black Wall Street in Tulsa. Look at how successful Black Wall Street was, right? And how great that black people were able to show how they could be as entrepreneurs and business owners. What do? They burn that shit down to the ground. Telling you that if you black people ever do anything like this ever again, we're gonna burn it to the ground again and we're gonna kill you all. That's why you never saw it again. And white people were like, well, you know what? Maybe I'm gonna just sell this crack on the side. And the government said, well, you know what? Here's a little bit of extra shit to mix with it. And make sure I get my cut.
It's the culture. They'll see their day in court, and everybody's a man at the end of the day. So you gotta make a decision.
And the demons. You know what I'm saying?
Definitely, you know.
Straight
You
FedEx.
know what I mean?
All them niggas went
That's
snitch.
straight FedEx.